Good evening. Thank you for coming out on this cold night. I'm happy to announce moving forward with Chuck as our coach. Again, it was something that I was hopeful would be the case. We gave it careful consideration. Really, it was something that, again, my focus and our focus was always on winning and going forward in the best way we can to win. And, yes, continuity plays a role. It's important. You like to have continuity when you can have it. It was careful consideration. It wasn't fan pressure, player pressure, or anything along those lines. It was something where, look, it's, Chuck's won 44 games in the last 4 years. That's not easy to do. When we started in 2012, coming off of 2011, the cupboard was really empty. We really were all in 2011 with a lot of veteran players, and going into 2012, it was a tremendous job by Chuck and Ryan and of course Bruce Arians helping out as well to get us rolling. And again, when I look at the old regime, the old era, you look at those first 4 years, and you have 2 out of 4 seasons that were losing seasons. You have no playoff wins. And, I think, again, that's with the Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame general manager now. And these guys have surpassed that in their first 4 years. We hadn't won a playoff game in the first 4 years of our old era. So, again, we're always competing against ourselves. We know that. We know when we had great success, early success, that that's something that we're competing against. But I'm really thrilled. Chuck's earned the opportunity. Again, it worked out very well. It's something where when we met today and had a lot of long meetings, as we do at the end of every year, to go over 2016 and talk about moving forward. Ryan and I met, Chuck and I met, and then Ryan and Chuck had a long meeting. And when we came out moving forward, and Chuck and I had agreed on the extension, it's 4 years, that he said to me, Jim, I want to make sure I'm tied at the hip with Ryan, and I want to make sure when we get to the mountaintop that Ryan and I are there together, because we've been through a lot together, and we have a special relationship, a close relationship, one that, that again, we've accomplished a lot, we've overcome a lot, and this year was tough, obviously. 8-8 and falling short of the playoffs is difficult, but at the same time, to be right in there with the injuries we had at quarterback, I'm proud of the organization, proud of the way we fought back, and I'm convinced that we have the right stuff on my right and left here going forward to win a world championship. But there's no doubt in my mind, and I think it's important to be thoughtful and lean on continuity when you can. And again, Chuck has earned the opportunity going forward. Ryan also is contractually tied with Chuck going forward. And we're set. We're looking forward to going forward in the future. I couldn't be more excited. Again, it was always my hope that this is the direction that we would head. But I had to be sure. It was a long day of conversations, and I came out of it really excited and energized. So I'll let Ryan say a few words, and then we'll let Chuck talk, and then we can open up to some questions. Ryan, go ahead.
First of all, just thanks for everybody coming out so late in the cold. Like Mr. Irsay had said, I want to thank him and his family for this great opportunity to continue what Chuck and I set out to do from day one. And, it's not very common to have a steward of a franchise like Mr. Irsay with the football knowledge, the war stories, all the people that he's come across, all the greatness that he's been exposed to in this league has helped, mold and steer Chuck and I through this journey. And, like he said, it was a trying year for us. And 8-8, that's not good enough for Chuck nor I and Mr. Irsay. But we've done a lot of great things. Chuck Pagano was a great man. I don't have to sit here and tell you guys that. And, we've been through the ringer together, but we're still focused on one goal. And, we're in the arena together, we're in the fire together, but we're united and we're set out to do a job. And that job is to still have our eyes set on championships. And together we're gonna set out to do that, and we're gonna do that. Chuck?
Great to see everybody. Good night. Obviously, not good night. Good to see everybody. It will be good night soon. No injuries to report. Clean. I'll go over the guys tomorrow or some other time, but no injuries to report. It was a great day. I've had a lot of great days in my life, but none better than today. This is absolutely the best day of my life. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful to Mr. Irsay and his family for the opportunity that he's given me. Jim had my back in 2012. I talked about it after the ball game. He stood behind me. He believed in me. He never gave up on me. He got me and my family through a trying time. And for that, again, I can never repay that debt. But, and now given this opportunity to, move forward, Tina and I, we love this city. We love this community. We love this organization. And we love this football team. And I can't tell you, words can't describe how I feel right now. I just, it's a great day. And I owe it all to Jim for believing in me and believing in Ryan and our vision together from day one. Our mission has been the same. 4 years ago, we started coming to this building with the same goal and the same vision and the same mindset, and we'll continue to do that day in and day out. We've never wavered from that, and that mission and that goal and that vision has never changed. We've stuck to the process, like many of you better do in the future. But I'm just kidding. That's supposed to be a joke. Got to lighten this up a little bit, Mike. I love you guys. Anyway, it's a great day. And again, like I told the players today, we didn't reach our ultimate goal this year. And we have one goal and one goal only, and you guys know what that goal is. And, Ryan and I are blessed to have an opportunity to continue this journey together alongside Mr. Irsay and forge forward. Again, we didn't achieve our ultimate goal, but there's a lot to be proud of. I talked about it after the football game, and to go through the adversity and face the challenges and obstacles that we faced this season. I can't tell you how proud I am of every man in this organization, the coaching staff, the players, for sticking to it and fighting and never giving up. And there's a lot of teams that tried to win ball games with backup quarterbacks and when we lost Andrew, we had Matt step in and win a bunch of football games. And then, I think we had to make history on this last one with two guys, the Thrasher, and Ryan Lindley coming in out of nowhere, and the coaches figuring out a way to put a game plan together to win that last game and end on a great note, on a positive note, finish 500, and again, no better way to start 2016 like that. And now with this great opportunity, again, I love this city, I love this community, I love this team, I love my job, and I love this organization and the players, and we're going to work. We got a long road ahead. We know that there's a lot to do. A lot of stones to turn, obviously, but we're going to roll up our shirt sleeves once again, and continue to chase that ultimate goal and reach that mountaintop together.
Jim, there's been a lot of talk about your relationship with Ryan Griggs. Are you guys okay? The relationship's fine here now? You guys are moving forward. That's water under the bridge.
Always has been. Again, we talked about it many times. We've been candid. We agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, you leave every meeting with a handshake, and a hug, and you say, okay, look, it's about one thing and one thing only. It's about the team, and it's about making decisions that are best for the Horseshoe. It's not about me. It's not about Ryan. It's not about any one person. I've talked since day one about, team first, self second, and serving, and we're both here. We're honored and privileged, obviously, to be able to serve this organization and Mr. Irsay and his family and this community, for another 4 years, and that's a blessing. And we're both humbled by that. And again, we're going to do everything with the shoe in mind, period, and what gives us the best chance to win, and what's best for this football team.
Jim, when you woke up this morning, Jim, was it a blank canvas? Come on, guys, one at a time. When you woke up this morning, was it a blank canvas as far as the future of this franchise goes, or did you have some leanings one way or the other when you started the day?
Well, again, I know you guys have to do your job, and you'll paint some perceptions, and people are always trying to get the story out first on what's going to happen with each team, and we certainly love and appreciate all the interest in our game that we have, and at the same time, reality is that it was careful consideration given to what we've accomplished on where I feel that we could go. I think we talked about it. We know what happened with the slow start. We know, why we got out 0-2 and got off slow. We know about the injuries that came in. We know about some of the changes we made that were positive. We'll never know what could have been after Denver, but we sure want to find out about the future, because I think great things are in store. And honestly, I let the process become, it's an organic process. It's a thoughtful process. It's a spiritual process. You look for direction. You take it very seriously, the love and interest we have in our game. And, I've said it before, I'm a steward, and I know my responsibility, is to bring great things to the Horseshoe, to bring them the right way, to make our city and state proud of the Colts. And waking up this morning, I'm always hopeful for continuity. And everyone, look, I could have, walked someone in that door tonight or tomorrow night and have them come walking in, with 8 figures a year on themselves or whatever, and say, I'm making a big splash. Look, if that was the best for us, believe me, I would do it. This guy's a great coach. I mean, you don't have to go too far to ask a lot of people about, what he's done. Like I said, what we did in the first 4 years, Bill Polian's going to the Hall of Fame. Ryan's outdone him, but, it gets lost in the translation. I know that everyone expects more. They want to win it all, and we wanted to win it all this year as well. We understand, like I said, how the season unfolded and what happened, and I give a lot of credit, to Chuck and his staff for fighting hard, and Ryan, both of these guys are fighting hard to get us to 8-8 and to give us that chance at the end. Maybe we could slip in. And Andrew was going to pass that kidney test, maybe this Friday or certainly the next one. I mean, he would have been back for the divisional round, I'm pretty sure, and maybe the wild card round. So we would have loved to have that chance. We know, 6 points with Houston here at home, that's tough. We still split with them. Matt going down there and winning in Houston when they were against the ropes. I mean, we did a lot of great things. The Denver game and coming back off of, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville and steadying the ship. So, again, when the day started, my hope was that the right direction for us would be continuity and keeping this thing together. I'm really thankful because I've invested a lot in these guys. I told them in the championship game in Foxborough, look around, take it in, learn from this. This is what's going to make us better. These guys started out never having been a head coach and general manager before, and they've accomplished a lot more than most would have ever accomplished in their first 4 years. We want more and all that sort of thing. But Andrew's going to be healthy. We're excited. We're going to have to get probably a little bit younger going forward and that sort of thing. But we're excited about the future. And I'm just really happy that we're able to use the continuity, to use our experience and to go forward. Like I said, you can make a big splash and all that sort of thing. But this, trust me, is best for our franchise. It really is, and I'm excited about being able to get it done and be here tonight on Monday night.
Hey, Jim, you said you want to keep Chuck and Ryan tied together contract-wise. Did Ryan get a new contract too?
Yeah, him and Chuck, they're both going forward together. Chuck made a point of that, unsolicited, alone in my office, and, I had no problem with that. And so, we're not announcing anything or anything like that along Ryan's line, but yes, Ryan contractually, is going forward with Chuck. We're not going to have, an update on Ryan Grigson in June. I mean, this, we're moving forward. This is our team. This is our guys. These guys are ready. And, like I said, there's been a lot reported, a lot written. Like I said, I know what the reality is, and this is definitely what's best for the Indianapolis Colts going forward. I'm sure of that.
Jim, if you had to have these conversations you referenced earlier today, then clearly there were things you wanted resolved. What were those things specifically, and what kind of clarity did you get in those conversations? And you guys feel free to chime in.
Well, at the end of every year, we talk, obviously, and we talk about our vision going forward. I think this year carried a little bit more weight because Chuck's contract was ending in early February. So we had in-depth discussions about the future, about, I talked to Ryan and Chuck together and separate, and we had a full discussion about the vision, about going forward and that sort of thing. These guys had a great discussion. I think that in going forward, there's a lot more work to do, and I'm sure they'll have more things to say as these weeks pass and we get into, the off season and that sort of thing. But it was just, again, getting together and really getting in there, getting honest, getting everything right, and getting the vision, a clear vision, and going forward. So we do it at the end of every year. Like I said, this year carried a little bit more weight because we were at this crossroads with Chuck and his contract. So, of course, there was a lot more attention being paid to it. But the discussions were great, and I was, really excited about the vision Ryan and Chuck both had in going forward.
Ryan, what was that like with Chuck, meeting with him? It sounds like you guys kind of had to come together and convince Jim you guys can work together. I don't know. What was that like with him?
Well, we have a lot of meetings together. Like I said, we're in the arena together every day. He's in a different part of the arena than I am. But at the end of the day, whether we have difficult decisions to make or he has a differing opinion than I do, I think we both know what both of us are made of at our core, and we work to resolve anything to make the best decision for the franchise. And we're both human beings, and this is a tough business. It's the same thing I told you guys months ago. It's not different. It's a tough business, and you're going to have tough decisions. And there's going to be times when we're both passionate about what we do because we are trying to win a championship. And to win as many games as our head coach has, something that Chuck brings to the table every day, even with the season we had this year, it's just hope, and that's the man he is. It's his experiences, and that hope, even through all the different quarterbacks, that's something he presents to the locker room. Never feel like we're dead. We always feel like we got life, and that's something that you can't replicate. That's something that's a gift, and Chuck's the guy that can get us to the mountaintop, and that's why we're all here today together, because that's what we're planning on doing.
Chuck, what have you learned in the last 12 months, specifically from this season? What have you learned from the position?
I mean, an immense amount of things. It's my 4th season as a general manager, and I think it's probably, each year has been special in its own way. 2012, that was incredible as well. But I think you learn the most about yourself, about people around you, everything through adversity. Coach always says, you learn, characters revealed through adversity. So we're human. We make mistakes. But we're constantly striving to win, and that's at the root of what he and I do every day. And I'm grateful. Coach said something after the game the other day, and I think people scratch their head or something like that about 8-8 being a special year. We're trying to achieve something great, and sometimes you have to go through rough times to be able to build and have something special staring at the face in the end. So what we went through this year and that adversity, I believe, from Andrew Luck to myself to Coach Pagano, that adversity is what's going to springboard us to greatness, because that's life. That's life. And he's a fighter, I'm a fighter, Jim's a fighter, and all three of us are going to fight together till we get the crown.
Chuck, the fans pretty passionate about you, wanting you to stick around and stay here. Could you sense that at all? You've just been around the fans over the past couple of days.
Yeah, they're the best fans in the entire, National Football League, this community. Like I said, AC, I'm blessed. Back in 2012, I wasn't on the job, but a few months, 6 months, before my circumstances and the way this, this community embraced me during that time. They didn't know me from anyone, and it was Hoosier hospitality at its finest until you live it, the way we all lived it. Again, I'm forever grateful, and I found out really early on in my tenure here just how the people, the great people of this state and this city and this community, just how good they are, and how big of hearts they have, and it just speaks volumes about again this community and these fans, and again I'm blessed, and this is a great day, for all of us, and moving forward we're obviously extremely excited. I'm blessed beyond.
Yeah, and let me just add this too, guys. As we're wrapping it up, look if you think I'm going to let someone bully my head coach, you're wrong. You don't know me. Ryan's not that type of guy. But if you think I'm going to have that in my organization, you're wrong. You don't know me. That's not going to happen. We're going to stay and be together. And the other thing I'll just add in closing is, if my coach wants to celebrate a victory, we're going to celebrate a victory. I don't, sorry, but it's tough to win in this league. you know, put on a head coaching hat sometime and give it a try, you know. So we're going to celebrate a victory when my head coach wants to celebrate a victory. And no one's bullying anyone in my organization. I just want to end on that. You know, trust me on that one. That's the truth. So we're united. We got a lot of fire. We're excited about the season. And, you know, it just happens to be a great feel-good story. We didn't really write it that way. But, of course, they want this guy around because, you know, but he's a hell of a football coach. You know, trust me on that. And we're lucky to have him. So God bless. Thanks for staying with us all day. And we are glad we could get something done. So thank you, guys.
Good night.